that interview to this one. Mfundisi, masikubulise ke ngolu suku lanamhlanje, mandibeke nje incwadi apha screen. All right? Lapho sikhoyo.
Yes. Sis Lhoza nabaphulaphuli nababukeli beKith Ngesi Radio. Good morning. I hope everyone's week has been good. Because ngoko siqala weekend and siqala kakuhle ngenyanga entsha. It's Friday, is the first, and it's the beginning of the last month of the year.
Yes.
So everything in JK, it's important for today. And which means another first. So it's a first of January in another year, which is 2024.
The tune.
So it's how important this day is.
Okay.
We just hope when abaphulaphuli be reflector, bayakwazi ukuthi look. The year has been good. Of course, there will always be some lows.
Sure. Yes, definitely.
But we capitalize on success stories.
Yes.
More than izinto esingazi-achievanga. So
yeah.
Then
Vakala.
Yeah.
Mfundisi.
Glad to be back.
Yeah. From singleness to marriage. We're
Not only for today. You see, I have 3 speaking engagements today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, umtshato. I've got 2 weddings. And a couple's engagement in the evening.
Okay.
So one ke ngoxa ndiphuma apha ndiyotshatisa abefundisi. So I said ukuze ndilimanage kakuhle ixesha.
Mawuphume umhle mfura.
Yeah. No, we there is something that we have been assuming.
Okay.
Inoba ngaba, and the transition from singleness to marriage is as smooth and mechanistic as it appears on paper.
Okay.
Because on paper, you sign.
Yes.
Based on your signatories, you are awarded a marriage certificate.
Because we kikikile.
Then your status changes. A person who has been born single now becomes a wife.
Okay.
Becomes a husband.
Sure.
Then a new life begins.
Okay.
Now we just assume the change of status, which is even registered and also considered in home affairs. It is a change of one's character.
Okay. We assume now that une certificate, now that kukhomangqina, now that umise izikolo, kwamangqi yonke into abantu babahle.
Yes.
In a character, yes, status is changile.
Yes.
In a character changes. Ufike sinalanto sicinga ba umuntu wawuhamba walk down the aisle uzawutshintsha.
Now the question we must raise to ourselves is that what does that signature mean?
Yes.
We know that signature in terms of the law means a change of status.
Sure.
But the question is that do people whose status have changed also become what they have been pronounced to be? Do you become a husband on the basis of the signature?
Okay.
Or you become a husband on the basis of a change of character?
Yay!
Now, this is what I am trying to argue in the book, is that ukhona abantu noba ningafuna ukuyibeka kakubi of masintoba abatshatanga kutshintshe nje istatus.
Okay. Ndiyakuva. Kutshintshe nje esi status phaa kwa-Home Affairs.
Yes.
Nabantu nomnye wakayishem unalo nje igama elitsha mhlawumbi.
Remember, by virtue of giving birth to a child, you become a
mother.
parent.
Okay.
But what defines parenthood is more than giving birth.
Ndikuva kakuhle.
It is the role you play over your child.
Yes.
Now, same applies emtshatweni. Sinalendo ethi, now that I have a certificate, ithetha ukuthi loo nto I have become. But I am arguing to say, no, you now is the opportunity to become.
Sure. It's a process.
It is
une-certificate namhlanje unikwe ngumfundisi.
And that process is contextualized. It's a change process.
It's a change process.
It is not just a process. So because kaloku uzelwe uyintombi. Uzelwe ungumfana.
Yes.
Ngoku ngumyeni.
Sure.
Ngoku uyinkosikazi.
Okay.
Na kufuneka ke ngoku ke kuqale i-change. Ethi, what does it mean? I have been declared a wife. I have been declared a husband. But what does that mean to me? And then how do I live up to that pronouncement? So that is why iimpawu zobufazi nezobuyeni azibonwa kwi-signature. Because the signature does not reveal a person's character and the life you will live. So that signature. So in other words, I am saying that signature has a lesser value and less power to build and sustain your marriage than the change of character.
Yeah. Ziyakhala.
Yeah. So because awujonga phaya, what does it take for you to end up signing? It's easy. Age.
Sure.
Now, ndinekunya number 2, eyes. Number 3, resources. Just uba bobana bangabayiphathi. Uyayibona lona. So that's what you need. Now, then number 4, who can help me so that my day becomes a success?
Sure.
Your decors, your beauticians, and all of that. Then that's it. But la signature is not an end, but it is an indication of a journey that the two of you must travel, but under a new status.
Yeah.
Now, then the question is it not important in obangaba sibe nalo iliso elithi? Of course, asinawukwazi sibe ne comprehensive premarital checks and balances.
Sure.
Kodwa dinento ethi akumelanga uchate nomuntu ungakhange ubone 1 or 2 things ezithi ukhona umfazi kule ntombi.
Okay.
Ukhona umyeni kulo mfana.
Yes.
Now, to me, that should be the starting point.
Okay.
Now, in other words, remember banks azikwazi kukunikeza i-loan. Singayenzanga i-credit check.
Yes.
lento ethi unabona ubonako.
man, kula matyala unawo khange ukhe umane.
That's correct.
Debit order zibhounsa okanye ithi
Yes.
ingene reverse. They do that, they check.
And it's a world system to say, in order to minimize the risk, there are minimum checks and balance ofuneka uzenzile.
Sure.
Why, Tina, when it comes to relationship, do we overlook those checks and balances as the norm and standards zobomi? So that unga waste ixesha lakho.
Man.
So iphila ngqondo ethi lo muntu at least makapase. Because everywhere else
checks
and balances ziyenziwe.
Sure.
Why do we treat ubomi so cheap? Kangangoba awukwazi kumjonga intoba ikhona na impawu zale nto endiyifunayo kulo mntu. Sensho, ewe ungangakwazi ukuba objective wena kuwe.
Yes, but komnye umuntu
but uzawuxhomekeka kwiliso lakhe.
Yes.
But at least you cannot overlook yourself and still rob yourself.
Hayi uzokwazi.
Uzoba kanjani kanti? Because it means uyi-liability not only to yourself but to other person. Now, once you are a liability to yourself and other people, which means we disaster, you are a crisis person. So at least kufuneka noba kungcono kuthiwe ndine standard esi-high endisetele abanye abantu ngobomi bam nangona bengenakusifumana kum.
Yes.
That is a sign yoba at least uyayazi into oyifunayo. Noba ngaba nawe you still have to pull your socks up to what you want.
Sure.
Now that is important because all what I am saying, Ebomin, is when it comes to the relationship, don't compromise what you want to stand to benefit from it. Don't compromise what you want to stand to benefit from it. At least, and most unfortunately, what sustains a relationship is not what the world is putting too much weight on.
Sure.
The world is putting too much weight on materialistic things.
Yeah.
Yet materialism has proven everywhere it does not sustain, neither does it build the relationship.
Yeah.
Now, what sustains the relationship are non-materialistic things. The person wants to be sure.
Yeah.
You don't need money for that. Because that assurance gives you peace of mind. Indoba, I am secured.
Yeah.
I am safe. That's number one.
Sure.
Are you exclusively mine? Or am I sharing you?
Yes. Sibanins.
Yeah, but that's number one. But number two, when I am with you, am I secured? Khuseleke kangakanani?
Yes.
Nanje lento ethi, because remember the importance security sis Lhoza inalento yokuba when it frees yourself.
Yes.
You never become who you are in a space where your security is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Ubuwena buvela environment oqonda intoba ndi secured. That's why umuntu xa secured emtshatweni ufike esithi ubona nje ndiyakhululeka xa ndilapha kwam.
Yes.
Iba ndim. Ndiyi-comedian. Uyabona, ewe apha kum, but
Yes.
oku-comedy bamabuveli kwezinye
Zinye
environments.
indawo, yes.
But xa ndilapha ekhaya and ndi-comedian,
Mm,
ndi-entertainer,
sure.
ndiyinto ethile because uhlobo
Awubambanga
olulo
gazi kwazi.
lundenza ndingazibambi,
Yes.
lundenza ndikhululeke.
Sure.
So that's the second thing, security.
Mm,
One piece, it talks about how I feel. Number two, it talks about protection.
sure.
How safe am I
Mm,
in your space, when I'm in your space, when you are in my space, when we are sharing a space?
sure.
How secured
Yeah.
am I? Ndikhululeke apho.
Mm,
Laa nto ethi, even if I may drop the ball, but andinangcinga zoba kungakho i-violence. The kind of peace and security ithi, I can mess up,
yeah.
but you are the first person who will cover my mess and correct me than expose my mess to the public. Now, why would abantu abatshatileyo athathe ihlazo lomyeni wakhe, lwenkosikazi yakhe, ali-screen grab, ahambe eloneka phaa, uyabona, kuyo yonke iplatform zomyeni wakhe okanye zenkosikazi? That is a sign of vulnerability.
Sure.
Now, it simply means you are saying, I am not safe. Look at
Bonani. Yes.
but that is a sign of being vulnerable. And as a result, you are calling to the whole world to see, so that if something worse than this happens, the world will understand. The world will say there were clear signs.
Sure.
In over all is not well. So that's why, therefore, emtshatweni kufuneka ungangeni noba outside before marriage kwi-relationship nomntu osaphuthaphutana noxolo lwakhe.
Okay.
The person, because you cannot be a peacemaker when you are not peaceful.
Yeah.
You can't be a peacemaker when you are not peaceful. And you cannot be peaceful when you do not have peace. Remember, you have got to be peaceful. You have got to be a peacemaker.
Yeah.
But all of that depends. Ekuthini, uxolo, does it define who you are? And I'm not talking about peace in the absence of challenges.
Yes.
I'm talking about peace in the
midst of the storm.
In the midst of the storm. In other words, are you able to pull yourself above the stormy high waters?
Sure.
Are you able to hold your peace noxa imeko zingakhange zibe zenzeka ngohlobo ofuna ngalo? So peace is important. Security is important. But enye yezinto ke Lhoza, which again is important, is diligence. Ukukhuthala.
Okay.
Being a hard worker.
Sure.
Now, akufunekanga ungene kwi-relationship yomntu ophithizelayo, because i-generation yangoku bayaphithizela. And ukuphithizela bakutolika njenge-hard work.
Okay. Ukuphithizela. Uba nguMarta mfundisi.
Othi hayi lo mntu uyazama. You borrow this person a car. Uhlenyuka esima nechomi. Uhlenyuka uphela ipetrol. Abuye uphethe CVs. First ba lo mntu uyaphithizela.
Akho
It's not a hard work. Ha ngumuntu ohlenyuka. Uvuka kusasa abuyele itshona ilanga. But umuntu diligent, product driven.
Sure.
You are able to see nge-results
Yeah.
zoba lo muntu usebenzile
Wemanje.
namhlanje. So kufuneka ngoku wahlule phakathi komuntu ophithizela, because abanye abantu baphithizela ngenxa ye-mental disorder condition.
Okay.
Ucinga into yoba wena okuphithizela kunormal.
Kunormal kanti.
Uku-interprete njenge-diligence. Yet in diligence there is intelligence.
Yes. Yo, Quacks.
In diligence
There's intelligence.
there is intelligence.
Awuhlunyuka.
No.
Awuphithizela
A diligent person is not chaotic. We are calculate. Against nje girl. Yeah, in diligence there is intelligence. Once I see diligence and I don't see in intelligence, then that's no longer diligence.
Yes.
Kukhona mental disorder ethile. Because umuntu ogula ngengqondo uyaphithizela.
Ewe mfundisi uyaphithizela.
Uyaphithizela.
That's true.
Uyenyuka esithini but akho nto ezanayo. There is no intelligence because ugula ngengqondo.
Yes.
Na kufuneka wena ongekatshati suthatha umuntu ogula ngengqondo kuba ubhidanisa ukuphithizela kwakhe okubangelwa ukugula ngengqondo uthi bubu intelligent. You can't make it. Because in relationship, you cannot sustain it by diligence that is not anchored on intelligence.
Fundisi ndine ask.
He's an ask yakho.
Yayithanda le ask
Le
yakho.
ask.
Yes.
He's a quacks.
Ask yam wena Lhoza umntu when they first meet you akunike yonke le intelligence diligence akubonisa uba jonga ndingumntu siqhube uyinothisa njani?
Kaloku uyazibranda ne.
Ewe laa nto loba selling yourself. uyasela na uthatheke yile nkoma sold uyabona ne. Then apha uhambeni kwesithuba ubona uba ana man
Jonga i-retail sector.
Masizwe kwa-retail. Iyabranda man.
Noba ingu-MTN, ngu-Vodacom,
ubone
and so forth. But you delay your commitment.
Okay.
Because there will always be a catchphrase. You delay signing the contract.
Now, it is and C's very important as it is and C's.
Yeah. Delay be impressed, but delay committing.
Sure.
Because your commitment must be based on verification.
Okay.
I-branding, i-positioning, yindlela aziportray ngayo. But you need space to say, how authentic is this brand?
Sure. I don't believe.
Yeah, but because everything, semali phone call.
Wemfundisi.
Kukho loo nto.
Iselubali phone call.
Now ithetha ukuthi ke ngonawe xa uba taken up i-impression ayicreatayo ngaye.
Yes.
Now there is a problem with you. Awuzazi.
Sure.
Ulula. Uyathatheka. Uyaqonda.
Unaive.
Yeah.
Ngesilungu.
Yes. Kanti kumele uba take a step back.
Ndibonile ewe ndivile
ndifuna ndikhe ndijonge into yoba ikhona lento
undithengisela yona
ngayo.
Yeah.
Ndifuna ukujonga from today backwards. I-footprint, does it confirm?
Does it match?
Yes. Le nto uyithethayo. Now that is it had good ubhadle wena. Nguwe lo ubhadlileyo. Because even if ufuna imoto ayincome ufuna ujonge into yoba le model bobani abakhe olhlobo lwemoto bayithenga.
Yes.
Ibaphethe njani? Uwes kwi-relationship.
Yes.
Laa mntu njengoba ezimakhetha nje zingaphi i-relationships aphume kuzo
Before.
yena. If uphume kuzo uphume njani kanti ulolu hlobo. Now why do you think into yoba lo mntu kwi-failures zakhe kwi-previous relationship uzophumela apha kuwe? You are being naive. Akazukwazi kuba i-success story ene history of failing. Now you are actually applying for into yoba ube added to the statistics.
Your failure.
Ye failure. Apply shelba nawe kwalo mntu kayithetha athi sendisuka pha.
Yo.
Jesus Christ.
Akazukuthi nguwe owaphumayo. Uzothi nguye oselesuka phaya. Why do you want to mislabel yourself? Why do we bury our minds when it comes to relationship? Because unfortunately, a relationship is about selling yourself to another person. Yona nto bekumele uba we delay, we think twice. Because you have no replacement. If you break yourself, it's hard to mold yourself again. People do not understand how difficult it is to pull yourself up from the ashes. It's difficult. That's the most difficult thing. It's more difficult than to build yourself. Because it simply means ubom obubu designed such that someone paid the price for you to be alive. Now, when as a form of gratitude, build yourself.
Yes.
Than destroy yourself. Because in you, you have more capacity to build yourself than to destroy yourself. That's why it is hard to rebuild yourself when you are destroyed. It's difficult.
Sure.
It's humanly almost, you need help for yourself. So people are not sensitive to those realities.
Yeah.
Don't be instrumental one in destroying yourself. Number two, jealously guard yourself against destroyers that are out there. Because abazuphinde bakumold. They will destroy you and later desert you. Ushiyeke uwedwa. And the last thing you want is to bear the marks and the scars of people that have destroyed you. And that will serve as reminders. Uba ndinjena ndahlatywa ngubani. Ndinjena nje ndandijijisana nobani. Ndinjena nje ndanziwa ngubani. Ndinjena nje ndanziwa ngubani. You don't want that. You don't want to think back. Because a problem you failure, girl, it makes history to be more significant than the future.
Yeah.
It makes you to think back whilst you must live forward.
Future.
That's the most unfortunate thing. If you want to set yourself free, make sure that your past becomes a stepping stone for your future. That becomes important in my view.
Yes.
So that's what we should approach life. But maybe we really need, I know radios and so forth. just an open show,
Open
discussion. People either on Facebook, WhatsApp, they raise their questions.
Yeah.
We discuss on air. To say this is a talk show. Because we have got to deal with these things.
Yeah.
Abantu phaya apha bakho right.
Akuphilwanga mfundisi.
No.
Hayi akuphilwanga.
And isizathu soko intoba ubomi asibuthathi ngale ndlela buyiyo.
Man.
We are misreading ubomi. So that is important.
Is it not because you once said see which generation that is bad what I almost said bedridden, but engqondo yebhedi. Hence ufumanise uba akho xesha lokuba njengoba esithi uQuacks umuntu uyazibrand you are sold immediately nicinga ngebhedi. You don't say okay I can ndivile mhlekazi okanye hayi no ndivile sisi ukuba uyumva laa nto esenziwa kudala athi umuntu sowucinga for months, start doing i-research about lo mntu, uzama ukhangela uba le nto ayithethayo unyanise kangakanani na, unayo na intsobi yezinto ezifana my standards zam endizijongayo zikhona na kulo njalo njalo. You are bad-minded. Yes, that's the word you once used.
Jonga sis Lhoza. A genuine person never brags, brands, or market himself or herself.
Supposes?
No. Ifana nomntu ofundileyo.
Yeah. Akambe sithi ithani doctor, ithani professor.
Ofundileyo. Jonga umzekelo. Aba bantu bangafundanga. Benetayitile zabantu abafundileyo. Ngabo
abahambe besithi ndingugqirha
abazimarketayo.
Yes.
But real educated people, they want results
to
tell the story than them. Now, once umntu azimakethe already akayiyo lento azimaketha ngayo. All people are genuine. Achievers don't market themselves because their achievements are already marketing themselves.
Yes.
Achievers don't market themselves because they know that their achievements are doing the marketing on their behalf. So that because achievement keeps you humble.
Yes.
It makes you humble.
Yeah.
But it is the achievement ekwazi ukubreka ngawe. But wena now that's why, for an example, even we learn from Jesus Christ. He never marketed himself.
Sure.
He would sometimes warn people and say, Ningabaxeleli ubandim. Sometimes he would not introduce who he is.
Sure.
In John chapter 9, he heals a man that was born blind. Now, this man, okay. But I don't know that person. And about a person by the name of Jesus has touched me. So now it was the works of Christ that made him to stand out and be known.
Yeah.
Now, an achiever allows achievements to market himself or herself. So that's why even here, we don't profile ourselves. Don't say so and so. I've been in this and this and this. We zoom into the subject matter of the day. So ababantu who are very loud about who they are
nezinto abazionayo.
yes, are less of who they proclaim to be.
Gqibile mfundisi. Ngenxa yexesha,
Yes.
ngenxa yexesha sidibana ngomso. God is able Fellowship
2
Church
o'clock.
eBrylin ngentsimbi yesibini. It's free entry. Siphethe incwadi from singleness to marriage.
Yeah.
Yonke lento uzayiva phaya. Rhuqe nomnye, share this
Yes.
video, share this post on
Married or
Facebook.
single,
Masibe phaa
come.
ngomso.
Yes.
Kulapho ndikhoyo ndinencwadi 300 rand incwadi xa uyifuna, kodwa ke xa ungenayo ayithi loo nto sukuya ngoba ungena mahala. Usikubhalise wethu xa ndinaye umama umbali uzawube ekhona, inamba yakhe ikhona apha kwi-screen sam ezingu-083 381 2267. Uthi mambali khandibekele le ncwadi ndawuba rayithi, kodwa igaqa lakho uyiya phaa. Noba unomntu noba unaye noba wawukhe wanaye ngoku awusenaye ange yiba phaa.
What's this, Lhoza? You see, the listeners will enjoy reading this book. Right from the preface. You'll definitely, because I'm addressing what I call a knowledge gap. What is that knowledge gap? It is a change process.
Sure.
That's what I'm trying to address there. And copies of my previous books will also be available.
Sure.
So feel free. Let's meet tomorrow. Come round about 1 o'clock or 1:30,
yes,
so that we are all seated at 2, because we want to start at 2 so that we don't keep the session long.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon, you must relax, take yourself out and enrich your knowledge, because knowledge is power.
Nkosi mfundisi, ugqibile mfundisi uyivalile, abantu bayatshabalala ngenxa yoswela ulwazi. Masiyeni ke bethu nani ngoba uninzi bethu ngenxa yexesha. Let's leave it there. Uquax is here already. Kwenza jump off between 9 and 12. Yasixoxa uQuax. Masihambe mfundisi. Makube kuhle. Siqonelele weekend enhle. Nangomso ibook launch kuzaba kuhle, from singleness to marriage. Ndizabe ndipha
the transitional conundrum.
Yeah,